What up friends, my name is Thomas. In this video I'm going to show you how to install Clojure on Mac. And in order to begin with this, we actually need a few housekeeping items to be taken care of. The first one is we need Brew, which is a popular package management tool for Mac. And the second one is we need the JDK, which allows us to run and develop code. Now if you're not sure if you have any of these things or if you don't know what they are, that's not a problem because I have a link above and a link in the description below, which is going to show you everything from installing and configuring the JDK and Brew. In addition, I've also thrown in a little bit of an extra by showing you a few links where you can go if you want to know how to install Clojure on Linux or Windows machines. I also want to note that if you're just interested in ClojureScript, that's fine. This is still the video for you because you need Clojure before you can actually code in ClojureScript. So what we're looking at on the left is my browser, and I'm looking at the Clojure Getting Started guide provided by Cognitect. And we're just going to scroll down to the part where it says installation on Mac. And all we have to do is go into our terminal and type in brew install Clojure. And that'll start the installation process. And that'll just take a few moments. Great. Now that it's done, we can perform a little sanity check and see that everything works. So what we're going to do is type in Clojure. And what that will do is actually start a Clojure REPL for us. Great. So it tells you that we're running Clojure 1.10.1. It has a little user prompt there, which means that we can actually type in some Clojure code. So we can do Clojure +1.1. So we're adding two numbers, enter, and we get 2. So Clojure is now officially installed. And before we actually go, I just want to note two things. The first is that the way we're installing Clojure right now is actually relatively new. So this was introduced as part of Clojure 1.9. And before that, there wasn't a clean way of installing Clojure. So tools like Lineagen and Boot were often used to take care of this process. I just want to make that clear. So if you're ever referencing any community resources that are a little bit older, that's why they're doing it like that versus like this. And the second thing that I want to show you is the difference between running Clojure, the way we did it, and there is a shortcut command, which is CLJ. So Clojure, like this, has no formatting and no history, but the CLJ command does. And to show you what that means, if we run the Clojure REPL using this command, we will see that if I have an open paren and a closed paren and I try to do something like a back arrow, it's going to spit that garbage at me. That's what I mean by it doesn't have any formatting. In addition to that, what if I wanted to run the previous command that I had before? You could do that normally in a terminal by pressing the up arrow and it'll go back. But in this case, it's just typing in once again that garbage. And that's why you would want to use the CLJ command, because if we want to interact with the Clojure REPL at the terminal, we want some things like formatting and history. So now we can see that if I press the up arrow, I get +1.1. That's what we mean by the history. And if I were to try that thing again, where I have an open paren and a closed paren, and then I want to click the back arrow and go in, you can see that that actually allows us to do that. That's everything for this video. I hope that you found it helpful. If so, please feel free to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. All right, I'll see y'all later.